And I'm live. Good evening, everybody. I did not expect to be doing a secondary hangout here tonight. Let me go ahead and turn off this sound on the side chat over here. Get this thing set. Bear with me a minute. There we go. Okay, good. All right. I'm all set over here. I'm a little sick myself here tonight, and I want to just tear into this. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it. I'm just going to get right to it. Much to my chagrin and surprise, I finished up my baking. I headed over to Marshall's channel and had the utter displeasure of seeing a certain someone in that chat. I immediately gave that person the boot. I'm not going to tolerate. This is absolutely ridiculous. You know, there's certain, the judicial system has their take on things, and real life has its own way of dishing out justice and things. And I've known this particular person, and I'll mention it, RV Davy. I'm not going to be cursing. I'm just going to be very matter of fact about this thing. I have a long history here. And I want to be crystal clear about this. This is a person that they're only interested in using other people's channel to grow and gain content with no acknowledgement of the past and things. And I mean, I'm sorry when somebody gets trolled. I've had the living hell trolled out of me, family and friends. So I know what I'm speaking about here. Hello, everybody. I know exactly what I'm talking about here tonight. You know, views are one thing, real life is something else. And if you lose your ability to differentiate in life, apart from any judicial system and apart from any charges of child molestation and anything like that, you cross over into the real life side. And guess what? I live there too. As a transgender person, I'm at society's behest too. The justice system says, and the basic American tenets of freedom say, guess what? You know, we're all equal under the law as Americans. Equal justice for all. Well, you know what? There's the judicial system, justice, and then there's society. I wish things were better for transgender people, but the reality is something far different. Society's rules in Texas are much different than they may be in Northern California. And the San Francisco, hey Monique, how you doing, sweetie? Much different than they are in Northern California. And I'm telling what, to even contemplate meeting somebody like this on the road, for the only thing that I can think about, the intention to build controversy and to build views, to me is beyond the pale. And to equate this with, some kind of speech about women's reproductive rights. And let me say right up front, I'm a pro-life person, but I do believe in the individual's rights to choose in America. But I have to tell you, from my particular point of view, I'm drawing a line in the sand. Like, you know what? Marshall, you do what you want to do on your channel. You do what you do in your life. But when it comes to meeting somebody of the low caliber of this individual, who not only there's so much history that's unspoken in YouTube that I'm privy to, because I go way back when this person made an introduction to YouTube. And I was encouraged and goaded by, I'm just going to say a tribe and other people to make friends, a tribe called Cookie and other people considering making friends with this guy. Well, goddamn, I'm glad I never did. I can be a friendly person, but it doesn't mean that I'm required to associate. It's not my boy. I'm just saying over here, I draw my own line in the sand. I came off of a baking hangout. I just tuned in to see what Marshall was doing. We spent the better part of almost a month together on the road. And this topic came up before about, meeting this particular individual down in the Phoenix area. And I expressed at that time, you do what you want to do. You have the perfect freedoms in life to do exactly what you want to do on YouTube, to meet whoever you want. But if you expect me to do anything else in regards to van work, van restorations and things like that, I'm sorry. I really have to question your judgment, whether it's all about views or whether it's all about hewing the right line and the obvious line in life. I don't even know what who is his coach says. Rosie, you're full of shit because you're just going to meet up with him after that. It's got nothing to do with that, king of all things. It doesn't matter what happens afterward. It's what happens. It's what happens right now, coach. It's what happens right now and the decisions that I make right now. I mean, I've already put it out there. If there's any intention or meeting with this person, and I don't have any intention of doing any other work on this, getting involved anymore on this vehicle. It's not worth it to me. If the choice is so clearly, if the choice is so clear to so many people, well, then it's a different story, and it's something. If you can't see the light on that, well, I've got to see the light on that myself. Hey, Jazz, how are you? Look, look, people pay their debt to society. That's fine. But you have the judicial system, and then you have real life. I have to suffer the consequences of real life, good or bad, and the attendant prejudices that go with that. And I don't sit on here and whine every day about that. Okay, I'm very happy this person has paid their debt to society in that way. But going forward in life, it's not just a question about past deeds. It's also a question about the way this person functions, the way that this person has plowed people under for making up falsehoods about the D-dubs and the alleged plot that we were doing to undermine and to create havoc for this particular person, when there's actually nothing we ever did to nothing. We never gave a fleeting glance to this person, but because of the psychosis or something, could build it up into his head that he was under attack. If one of your daughters is raped, then Elvis says that person. No, that's why I'm exactly here talking about it tonight, Coach. That's exactly why. That's exactly why I'm saying I can't have any part of anything going forward if a meetup like that is on the agenda. It's all, it's not something that I care to be a part of. And it's something that we had discussed before on the potential of going down and meeting people. We met Desert Donnie down there. I know a lot of things on here that aren't known on the general chat, but as usual, I keep my own counsel about those things. But I did make it perfectly clear. And to see that topic entertained again tonight was really surprising to me. So I just wanted to put out there in general that it's not something that I can be a party to, because I can see no logical reason at all for that, except for just building controversy. And if that's it, then that's it. I mean, you make your decision on that. You make your decision on that thing. It's got nothing to do with distancing. It's trying to understand the decision-making process of people that goes on, and the inability to equate, justice in life. We have free association in this country. And at this point in time, I would freely choose not to associate if that decision was made to meet this particular person down in Arizona. Plain and simple. Thank you very much, Forrest Court. Plain and simple. I can't put it out any more plainly than that. I'm shocked, disappointed, but I guess it should be covered. Yeah, there's some debts that can't be fully paid on earth. Does that mean I believe that somebody should be trolled into the ground? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will recognize the debt paid to society, and I will give a wide berth. But I have to question associations, especially in the past history of 2014 and 2015 here on YouTube, where we had a virtual parade of people come through here and hangouts and, you know, Music Man and other people that have a similar past. And those of us who associated at that time, you know, feeling like, hey, we're nice people, we just hang out with you, you know, you're a nice guy. I mean, we caught hell for that. We caught living hell for that. Living hell. How you doing, Susan Brown? Nice to see you. Hi, brown-eyed girl. Nice to see you, Space Ace, Tawny, everybody else. It's not a question of seeing a light. It's just clicking in, I guess, at the worst time. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Rock and Robin. What's the question you should know right from yeah, I've already expressed it, Code. I mean, get the cliff notes if you're too dumb to understand what I'm saying, okay? You know, get the unabridged version, because you seem to be on a parallel you seem to be on a parallel universe or something like that. So I'm just putting it out there. How you doing, Tiffy? Nice to see you. I've already made it crystal clear tonight that I'm not going to be, you know, if you meet with this guy, then there's nothing more I'm going to do in the way of doing any work on the band. It's just what I choose. It's a decision I choose to make on it. And that's a pretty strong stand on my part. Now, as far as other opinions about reproductive rights and that, you take that onto your own self and you live and die with that. Okay, I mean, that's your own opinions to take into life. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, you're gonna call me names. You're gone, Coat. I don't need this asshole in here. Bye. This dope up in the Wisconsin Dells. Go back up there. Get this guy out of here. Okay. Bye. All right. There he goes. That's the end of that guy. This moron can't even put a decent sentence together as a street thug. Okay, there we go. No ability to comprehend or even understand English language in its most basic form. So I'm just putting it out there, and I'm just reinforcing it here tonight. You know, I have a history with this person down in Arizona. He's been mean and nasty day in, day out, day in and day out to both D-Dubs and I. On that basis alone, that should be enough. How you doing, Aussie Shooter? Hey, Dreamweaver. That should be a rationale enough to beating that I've taken on a daily basis from this guy, especially when D-Dub and I were traveling in Las Vegas and making our way to Michigan. Go back and listen to some of those hangouts on the daily, just being excoriated and whipped, and just absolutely whipped on a daily basis for no reason whatsoever. I don't troll people's channel. I don't go in there and stir mayhem. In my opinion, if you've done your debt to society, good, but it doesn't mean that people have to associate with you, and that's wherein I drew the line tonight. It shouldn't even be an issue, because this was discussed before a week or so ago. Okay, and I think it's just floated up there to just put the controversy balloon in the air and just let things go in a controversial way. So not something I'm going to be associated with. I got bigger fish to fry than to fiddle with that nonsense. I've had extensive discussions with Donnie, my friend that was on that we met down in up in Milwaukee there, and there's a lot of things that you guys will never be privy to here on the channel that he is. And I'm just saying that's what really surprises me tonight, that this would even come up. So views are one thing, but real life is definitely something else. So I just put it out there. If you don't, if you're going to meet this guy, forget about me doing anything on the van. And I think that he understood that tonight. Ocean Wave said, yeah, just because they paid through justice system doesn't mean they should be excused. I mean, we all, some of us, bear a cross of being trans and the attendant things that we can't force society to be accepting that. You live with the consequence. You live with the consequences of your decision. So I'm very sad tonight that this went down this road and this became a topic of discussion tonight. The only thing I saw, somebody come over to my baking channel, the Rosie McNamara channel, and put it out there that Elvis had gotten swatted or something in Chicago. So I don't really know. I didn't expect to go over and see that. There will always be drama for sure. So no, it's okay. Still making the shine. I'm still doing the. Going to try to do something in the fall time. I don't know. I don't think in all the years I've ever been on YouTube that I've ever come out and said something like that on a chat. But I was astounded tonight to hear that potential meetup would be on the table, and it's you'll have your own consequences for that. Hey, nice to see you, Aussie. It could have been a citizen who called Rosa. I mean, I don't know. There's a guy in the community that has a convicted past and is a registered offender, and I don't think for views that it should be a matter of consideration to meet up. And I just have to just draw the line and say, if you can't decide that, then I'm going to give you a little bit of helping hand. And if you want to cut it off and you want to go on, then that'll be on you. That'll be on you. So, he'll care. He will care. So I'm just saying, that's fine. I don't care whether he comes to the Rancho or not. There's nothing for me in it. It's not like he's coming with bags of gold and silver to the Rancho. He comes basically, as the Chinese say, kung so. So I don't really care what he's, it's all contrived to have views and to do controversy. Well, sometimes you got to draw the line. YouTube stuff is one thing, but real life is something else. And that's the difference. Yeah, I don't give up on people, but I'm saying sometimes I can decide what I'm going to do. And I'm just not going to be involved in that. So you can go down, you can get your teeth done, you can hang out with Davy all you want, and slap around and have a good time in Phoenix. Okay, but don't ask me to associate or be a party of that, or come to me and ask. Come here and ask me to do your van work, because I give you the boot. Okay. That's no, the damage hasn't been done, just saying, because the meeting didn't take place. It hasn't taken place. So that's your opinion, not mine. Yeah, I don't need that nonsense for my thing. I mean, I just spent the better part of a month with this guy and had no inkling that had no inkling that this would be coming down the pike. And it's a very simple thing for me. I put it out there. If you value the friendship and you value the things that were done and the things that could be potentially done in the way of the future for labor and other things, then you'll weigh your decision carefully and choose accordingly. It'll be on you. It won't be for me. Love you too, Monique. So I'm not sure I'm going to come down into Arizona. I don't care, Cajun Kev, what he says. Marshall's always grabbing for the low-hanging fruit. It's a desperation to build a channel, and it's do whatever you can to build controversy. Do whatever you can to stir the pot, and I don't care. You can do that all you want. But real life is one thing, and YouTube is something else. That's the difference between the two. Yeah, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, Cheryl. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to call a spade, and that's the way it is. So I don't need to come in there and hear that enough. Yeah, I'd love to meet. I'd love to go down to Arizona. Yeah, it is kind of unreal. Tears for Beers. All you do is leave nasty comments on my video, so you're out of here. Have a good one. Okay, you have no ability to have any discrimination. All you are is you coming as a pure hater on here, and I don't need that. Yeah, I'm not upset. It just I just want to put it out there clearly on there that I can't abide that. And it's not just because of the past that this person has. It's the terrible way that he has treated me, and the terrible way that he's treated others in the community, to use that as a stepping stone to build his crappy little channel and come on and belittle and claim other people were trolling and doing other crap. That's a big part of it too. And I told that to Marshall, the terrible things that this person did on a daily, week in and week out. And I would have thought that would have had some impact too. Thank you, Four Scores. Well, he has a chance to make it right. That's what I'm saying. It's a very simple thing. I'm willing to help anybody do anything. If anybody rolled into this Rancho, I would do my best to try to help them and donate my labor and all that. But I don't need to be kicked in the head tonight and dangled out like it's some piece of candy that to get the dropping blood in the water to get the sharks all circling and going nuts. I don't play that game on my channel. I don't float stuff out there to see if I can get people all razzed up and all that. So yeah, I'd love to get down there. So hopefully tomorrow is another day. I've had a terrible history with him, Space Ace. I've had a terrible history. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, when I was still doing panel chats, and they came over to me from a tribe called Choke Cookies, in his chat. And I guess they didn't know the whole backstory, and they wanted me, could you help this guy out? He's new to the community. And I had him come into the chat, and I didn't want him on panel because I didn't know the guy well enough. I knew nothing about his backstory. I believe if you've paid your debt to society, that's fine. But it does not mean that people are forced to associate with you, just like they're not forced to associate with me in society. Some choose to, and most don't. So that's the way it is. Oh, okay. They knew. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't play that kind of game, and I didn't stick somebody on my panel that I don't know. How you doing, Ash? I don't do that. I'm not going to put somebody on the panel that I don't know, and thank God. And if Tribe was doing that for setup, shame on you, Yeah, no problem, Space Ace. And that's what really almost bothers me the most is that whole history of being with this guy when I did nothing to him except refuse to have him come on my chat panels. One reason I'm glad I don't even have panels anymore because of this nonsense. So, go off the rails, do what you want. I certainly said what I had to do about that. And yeah, I mean, he'll live with the consequences of that. So go enjoy, meet up with Davy, have all the fun you want, drink some beers out there, go hang out at the Wendy's, and have your Frosties and have a really great time. That's it. But I'm not going to be a part of it. Cat says, Rosie, I've been out for 12 months and my family still don't want to know me. Have you any advice you can give me? Yeah, don't stop contacting. Never give them a chance to say you didn't really care enough to keep trying. So never stop trying. My kids didn't talk to me for 2 years and I still texted them every single day. And I never wanted them to be able to say that I didn't care. So keep showing that you care. Controlling him for months and months. Okay, well, there it is, Otame. Well, you probably know more than I do about that. So, but I'm saying the crap that the stuff that I endured at the hands of this guy should have been enough, to say, hey, out of respect for you, I won't do that, and then to click in and see that topic coming up tonight. Thank you very much, Catcher on the Rye. Thank you very much. That's very sweet. I don't mind helping people. I had a good time with him on the road. We had many good sights. We didn't have a lot of controversy. Things were super calm. There wasn't anything, And now the focus, you better get focused on your dental work and push aside the nonsense, because quite frankly, I don't think you have the time nor financial wherewithal to screw around meeting people and having a social country club get-togethers. It's been swatted a lot. We got swatted at the Dearborn Henry Ford Museum. Swatted tons of times. It's not a question of warning Oz. I would still like to be friends with the person, but I'm saying there is a line that if you do that, I can't reciprocate and do anything else for your van. You'll basically be on your own. Okay, because I would have thought by this time and point with at this point in time, with what I shared about you, with the history of my terrible, terrible interactions with this person, that you could still consider that would even be an option apart from any other judicial history or anything like that. That's the thing that blows me away. So that's what really blows me away. They'll fill you in, Tanya. I'm just, I'm too discombobulated to really, he wants to, bottom line is was intending to meet up with somebody that I don't think is worthy of it, even for him. So there won't be any backstabbing because he's too far in the hole. Okay, there are very few hole cards that he can reach for in life. Trust me. I got to protect my heart, Nocturnal Dennis, and I can't afford to be, that willy-nilly dismissed, so cavalierly dismissed that, I'm going to meet this guy no matter what. Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of other people in life hold much bigger hole cards than he does, let me tell you. So, get your ship righted, get on your way, and get your teeth fixed. That's a major thing to do in life. I mean, it's inconceivable to me. After all I shared about the bitter experiences I went through with this low life and his constant harassment on Hangouts, as usual, I just chose not to give it the time of day and just ignore it, and basically it blows over. But then this thing comes up tonight. How you doing, Cooper? Yeah, so I mean, it's just a basic level of understanding here about the brutal realities of the relationship that I had with this person. And I guess evidently some people tried to set me up also to be able to, in the future, troll the crap out of me because I chose to put this guy up on a panel. Well, I'm sorry. It's deja vu all over again. I went through all that crap in 2015 with Ski Wee, and still talks about it to this day, and other people. I'm steering clear of that stuff. I'm steering clear of this. Yeah, Johnny Wad, I've received them too. And I didn't want to go there and talk about them, Thank you, Tina. Look, bottom line, I'd like to see Marshall happy, adjusted, a productive, contributing member to society, to have the worth of a job and other things, but I can't direct other people's lives so much. But when you cross a line, when somebody that I'm supposed to be a great friend to him, and after all I shared in private about my bitter experiences with this person, and also what Dee went through to some extent, I don't need to have the kick in the head. So, well, you catch her in the ride, and he'll just. I try to advise. That's all I can do. But I don't take responsibility for his acts. I only take responsibility for what comes out of my mouth now and what I can control. So, well, Charlie X, I didn't have the benefit of knowing you before 7 months ago. So, you know, it's like this stuff comes to light, and I don't want to repeat the same mistake I made in 2015. When I was welcoming to people. I was one of the first ones after Drury to host the Hangouts. After The Godfather gave them up, I started doing the Wednesday and Saturday night chats. And I had a guy on panel. And, you know, it still comes up to this day. You know, and I just feel like, yes, you've paid your debt to society. And that's all cool and everything like that. But it doesn't mean that I have to be associated with it. No, he's not. He wouldn't do that. So I don't care what he does. It doesn't matter to me. I said what I needed to do tonight. What he's doing now is just pure theatrics for having everybody rush over there and see it chimp out and do the whole thing. And of course, people will rush over there to watch the chimping out. And to me, it's all theatrics. It's WWE, and that's all it is. So, and that's the bottom line on that. So I wish you, if you want to meet Davy, Marshall, you go right ahead. You put it in gear for Phoenix, and Godspeed to you, man. And roll on, and all the best with the teeth, the van, and all that stuff. And have yourself a wonderful, wonderful life. That's all I can say. You know, because you don't ever consider the crap that other people carry on their back and the, you know, the crosses they bear on your behalf for being your friend. So, yeah, go on with your life and all the best. And, you know, and just Godspeed, you know, and I hope things work out, and I hope you become the big YouTube star and make all the money. And, but I couldn't live a life of having that on my mind. So I've endured enough with this idiot that, you know, Davy and all that nonsense. I don't need to go down that line before. I don't need to go down there before again. With that. And if I was being set up 7 months ago on a panel, well, shame on them for doing that. So yeah, there we go. Take the wrench. There we go. So, you know, you want to take it to the limit. I hope the payoff is good for you, brother, and big views, because you're just throwing the whole thing to the wind now, and the whole thing. No flack for me, because he's impervious. Well, I don't care, Tooth Fairy. You know, he knows what to do if that guy shows up. So, well, I wouldn't overread too much into it, Fourscore. You know, I still consider him a friend, and I've just told him, if you're going to do this thing, I'm not going to do the work on the van. So, how you doing, Smooth? I don't care, Ward. It's just to draw people over there to it. You know, it's like I come on and then he has to raise the stakes up to the next level. You guys should know how the game is played by now. You know, it's just, to me, it's like sitting in an arena and just watching a WWE wrestling match. And here comes the Iron Sheik out. And it's just after the It's just after the ill-fated Iran mission in 1980 with Jimmy Carter. And I remember sitting at the Baltimore Civic Center, and here came a character called the Iron Sheik or something like that. And he just came out there and he taunted all those people and picked up stuff out of his pocket and threw it at people in the seats, and just got people so enraged that they started to tear the seats up and throw them into the ring. That's all he does. That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nippy. So we'll see what direction. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this thing so many times. It's like the ego gets so big that the decision making becomes gets blocked. Okay, bye, Marek. Have a good night. Iron Sheik, that's what I'm saying. So, well, like a lot of people, there's people in the community like me that can do things and make life smoother. You want to put rocks in the road? No problem, Jen. You want to put boulders to go over? That's up to you. You be your alpha male and you go meet him and you go have your Wendy's, Frosties, and sit there all day and do a hangout together and do that. That's fine. That's fine. We are on good terms. That's why I'm surprised tonight that this even came up, John W. Booth. And I'm just throwing it out there. That's all I'm saying. I have a right to decide what I'm going to do too. I'm not going to just sit here, and if I think that this is something that kicks me in the head, I'm going to draw a line on it. This kicks me in the head tonight. Absolutely kicks me in the head. So I don't care if he banned. That's up. Well, I mean, let's face it. I worked 46 years. Okay. My feet hit the floor for 22 years at 5 a.m. in the morning. All right. I'm not saying that out of bragging or anything like that, but 46 years, never drew a disability check. Not that it's a bad thing for everybody, but I put my whole 46 years in to get where I am today. I don't have to worry about rushing off to Mexico to get teeth done and having other people do things for me. If that makes him jealous, so be it. Well, you put the time in it, I did. And then with a clear conscience, you can go out and travel and have a good time. I'm not really sure, Hot Frog. I don't know anything about psychology at all, unfortunately. It was all I don't understand people. It just say, hey, MB. It just seems like sometimes people want to take the path of most resistance instead of least resistance. So, thank you, Sean. I don't know. I've been a fool on YouTube in a lot of ways too. But is it wrong to just say, hey, look, after all we talked about on the trip and all about the potential of going to Mexico to get your teeth done and the potential of this guy shows up on the side chat, and then I take time to explain the brutal way and the disrespectful way that this guy has dealt with me. You can continue to do it, but I'm not telling you not to. But what I'm saying is I can decide at that point, because I never tell other people what to do on YouTube or who they can associate with or whose chats they can go to. But I will say that I have a right to decide at that point what I want to do or not do. And that's the only right that I exercise tonight, to say, if you want to go down this path, then don't expect me to get involved in any other van work, period. Is that wrong? No, it's me exercising my right, just like you exercise your right to meet this person. Okay? Okay, take care, Andrew Scott. Yeah, it's that's right, Catcher on a Rye. It's like there's something special about kids, and you've paid your debt to society, but it doesn't mean that you can force people to associate or to be friendly or to befriend them any more than people can be forced to befriend a transgender person. It's the same. It's along the same lines. So I know, but I feel bad you've been betrayed. I don't really feel like I've been betrayed. I just don't think he ever considered the consequences that might come from that, because I endured a lot week after week. Go back and listen to this guy's streams from June 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th through about June 20th when he finally ran out of steam, and listen to the horrendous things that are said about me. Okay. Hey, Liberty. You have a lot going on with nothing. Yeah. So give us a tour of your stereo. Well, I've got a whole wall over here of vintage audio. I have hundreds of videos on the channel restoring a lot of these units. So yeah. Yeah. So I think tonight was I'm just putting it out there because I can't call on the phone. But I'm just saying, hey, just so you know, if you see my video tomorrow, you'll know the way I feel about it and the decision that I have to make accordingly. No hate, no yelling, no screaming, no name calling, no foaming at the mouth and blocking people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about that. So I have playlists about the gun range, about moonshining. If you guys ever took time to dig into the playlist, you'd be astounded at what things are down there. So, yeah. So this is just my chance to come on the record and just say that. So if he wants to push all in on the table with his chips and say I'm calling you, well, then there we go. So if he wants to take it up a level, that's fine. That's all I can do, Colleen. But I'm never going to be a hater of people, that's for sure. So, oh, thank you, Catcher on the Ride, like the renovation. Yeah, there's I'm going to say now on the other side, there's a lot of pain factor. I did not contribute to the dental pain. I had a $4,000 dental bill last summer, 2 root canals in 1 week, 2 crowns, filling. My dental work stretched from May until August. It was a nightmare. This guy's in a lot of pain. Okay, I'm not gonna minimize that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys and say, virtually after every meal, it was just a dance of pain with trying to deal with the consequences of having a particle of food or some hit it. Okay. There's a desperation level that's now being reached there. Okay. And it may be manifesting itself in this going on right now. So it's bad for me to watch somebody in pain. Have I ever felt tempted to reach into my pocket and pay for that? No. Because I feel like nobody ever reached into my pocket, nor did I ask anybody to pay my dental work. I worked. I didn't berate and belittle ham and eggers and people that went out and paid taxes and supported the system. How you doing, Kitten Cat? I don't respect him. But he's got to give you on antibiotics. So I'm hoping. I'm not gonna unfriend him. I'm just telling him that I'm just not gonna do this. I'm not gonna go down that road with it. It's a very simple thing. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a beer real quick, and yeah, I want to talk about the tooth stuff and some other stuff, and yeah, it's tough love. I mean, if I tell you what somebody did to me for an extended period of time, and then you choose to go ahead and meet him, that's fine by me. I'm not gonna tell you can't. I'm not gonna issue an ultimatum to tell you you can't meet him, but I am gonna tell you that I'm gonna stop my efforts at thinking about van restoration and making your life easy. I think that that's the intelligent way to do things. You know, I mean, that seems to me to be the right way to do things. I exercise my option, and you can still go ahead and meet him and do the hangouts and do whatever you want. We have to make our decisions. Be right back. Yeah, it's just fair. I mean, I've never told anybody what to do on YouTube. I would never tell anybody, don't meet anybody. Don't. I see meet anybody you want. Tooth Fairy, he's I'm going to be honest with you about teeth. And what I know about teeth isn't a lot, but I can tell you this. If you abscess, you basically killed the nerves. You know, you're basically, if you don't get a root canal or something soon, the tooth structure can't be saved. Okay. Do you re-abscess? Maybe. But remember, everything's all dead in there now. It's all a dead, hollow. Imagine a mine shaft, which is basically what your tooth structure is. And down in the long roots, you have bone and you have tissue in there and you have blood in there. Now imagine it's just a mine shaft and it's empty and it's decayed. There's really not much more to abscess. Not much more to abscess. But no dentist in the world is going to do any work on any teeth until the infection is taken away, or else you introduce blood poisoning into the system. So, yeah, blood poisoning can set in. Yeah, so I'm just saying, look, I want to help people. I want to help him. I want to help him try to, you know, finally reach the realization that you need to get a job. And you can see that it's almost like a horror movie where slowly just the walls are moving in on all sides, you know, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling to know that you have a very narrow window of escape. And if you don't take it, then utter disaster could befall. So I don't mind being that person to care and say, look, man, the walls are coming in and all that. So no, I'm not sending links, JK. This was just a little bit of a mini rant tonight. I apologize for that. So Tequila Sunrise, let's put it this way. And I had the root canal. I had a dentist tell me my tooth couldn't be saved. I had the endodontist tell me the tooth could be saved, but it's going to need heroic dentistry by the dentist. I went back to the dentist, and the dentist was able to perform heroic dentistry to save one of my teeth. I've never had a tooth extracted except 2 wisdom teeth. Okay. I wanted to keep it that way. I didn't want to start fiddling with Maryland bridges and partial plates and all that kind of stuff. His teeth are at the point that if a dentist, I think the best option is stay in Chicago, get 1 free consultation, and that dentist is probably going to tell you that those, maybe 1 out of those 3 teeth can be saved that are infected. But the other reality is I brush my teeth and I floss every single day. Okay. But when's the last time a panoramic x-ray was done? And when was the last time that, you know, there's substructure decay that occurs too below the surface? So, you know, it might be like an iceberg. We just see the tip of it, but decay is rampant throughout. And I'm afraid even you go to Mexico, and I think dentists would be honest for the most part down there, and they would tell you the teeth have to be extracted, in which case extractions are relatively cheap in this country, and then you deal with it afterward. But you're risking heart disease, You're risking a brain infection by having rampant caries in your mouth. So infection in the bone, and it's so dangerous because so many blood vessels are concentrated in here, and it's a pathway to the heart here, and it's dangerous. Do you know they even think today, my dentist showed me some information, that they even think that one of the causes of Alzheimer's may be poor dental care too. So something else. I know tooth decay. We went down this road last spring, remember? Tooth decay was always there every day. So that's kind of what I would do, would be to get that free consultation or that $50 consult and cleaning. And then you'd really know legit in the United States if that tooth could be saved or not. And then maybe it's not worth the trip to Mexico, and it's like extractions, problem solved, try to save your remaining teeth. Sometimes there's not, you have to have a margin. You have to have a margin to hook the crown onto it. And the crown has to have some overlap that goes into the gum, right? It's not such a slam dunk. Just because part of your tooth there does not mean that you can get a crown on it. So supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Nice to see you, JK NoCal. Lies and lies. Rosy tooth decay is normal and part of a healthy life. Flossing and brushing is fake news. How you doing, Helen? Staying out of trouble. I mean, look, I wouldn't even mind if he came to California. It would not bother me, because at the end of it all, when the money comes out, there would be an opportunity to get a job that pays $18 to $22 an hour here. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world, but there's, I'm not going to financially support somebody for life out here. I'll guide people. I'll contribute my labor towards the upkeep of your RV, but I'm not responsible for putting food on your table. So, there's no security job here that pays less than $20 an hour in California. Hey, Fireball chicks. Hearing if your pet needs dental, shall we? I don't know what that means. Yeah, Johnny Watt had a root canal and crown in Mexico for $350. Hey, Joshua. The peach turned out good. So absolutely, dental decay can affect your brain, and more and more research is now starting to show that dental decay and poor dental care may be a contributing factor to Alzheimer's disease in some cases. Hey, Joe King. Thank you, Hop Frog. Take care. Everybody sub up Hop Frog too. He does great parodies and everything. And your heart, it's very dangerous, and your brain. And I think he knows that in panic is setting in. So I want to guide him and encourage him to get this done. But I don't want him to feel like, I don't want him to burn a ton of gas if it's just going to be extractions and things like that. So, Los Algodondes Dental. Man, where do these troll names come? No, I've not been slacking on the dog's dental work. God, there's a troll called Los Algodondes Dental in here. Shit. Hey, how you doing, Hooker? Nice to see you, sweetie pie. Los Algodondes Dental. Damn. Tooth decay and I go way back. When I had my dental issues last year, tooth decay was on the job. Every single hangout I had, tooth decay there. Okay, Sovereign said Elvis. His mom is a very nice lady, and he did spend a lot of time with You know, I've got to give him more credit than the community does for that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't ever discuss finances with people. Yeah, you got to love a good troll name. And the goddamn hooker, I'm like Los Algodondes Dental. Shit. It's like Rashid Mack, right? Yeah, maybe it must be Alan Gold. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Oda May, but I'll tell you, it's pretty damn funny. So I'm just saying, look, I'm just putting it out there to Elvis. You make your own decision about things. Like I said, in the community, you know, when I met Dave and Becca, obviously there are consequences that flowed from that, and everything has consequences to it. Either you know it's going to happen, and you have to decide for yourself. Well, he's in the same situation. Just like I had consequences, there's also consequences for meeting people. But I still think everybody should have the right to meet anybody that they want to meet. But how other people interact with that afterward is their decision. And just as in my case, people exercise that decision accordingly. So we got to respect that. We got to respect that. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I went through, hey, Sandy, I went through hell with Davy. I'm not going to kid you. And I never said boo or never said anything that negative, this guy. I ended up having to block him on my chats. I didn't even mind being on the side chat. I didn't have any problem with that. But being on a panel was a different story. So, you know, trying to be a little, you know, what would I say, a nice person in life that, yeah, come on, but don't ask. He got all mad when I wouldn't put him on panels. So that's when the stuff began. No, Happy Meal. I'm not going to shake the Hooters tonight. Oh, jeez. Nice to see Awesome Hooker in the chat tonight. Hooker, I sure miss your chats, honey. I wish you'd fire up your chats again. Yeah, so that's one thing. That's what I'm saying, Joe King. I went through this. I don't know if you're around in 2015, OG boy, but I went through the same thing back then. When, I mean, the guy was very nice. It was a guy named Music Man. I put him on the panel. Then, you know, the information started coming out. And for years, you know, people like Skiwee and the other chats just ground that in year after year after year, that because I was trying to be a nice person, you know, but it just, my heart wasn't in it, but my inclination was to just let somebody be on. But the price to be paid was so severe. The Shine Shack's already painted, Kit and Kat. The Shine Shack is like a first-class in-law unit out there. No, they're not, Joe King. There's a lot of backstory there that I don't want to share on YouTube, but I'm saying I had extensive conversations with Donnie and stuff, and had a chance to compare notes and things. We're not going to be used for channel, okay, for channel building in that regard. So I'm going to leave it at that, Joe King. I had a chance to really, you know, I hope to hang out with Donnie. I had hoped that, you know, Elvis and Donnie and Chris Keeps, we'd start to form our own little caravan and have our own group and stuff. And crap like this just throws a monkey wrench into all that. So, yeah, I know, Katie. There's a lot of, you know, I bounce around like a lot of people do here. Oda May, Joe King, Awesome Hooker, Ari Oates, Richard here. We bounce around a lot of different sub communities here on YouTube, and we always run into each other at different chats and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of stuff that goes on that's not on this. I don't ever kind of bring this stuff onto this platform unless it's really super, 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 super serious. And tonight was super serious. So otherwise, we collect information. People tell us stuff. I got Oda May sends me stuff, and keep you posted. Well, joking. Why in the world did Elvis choose cat urine? I never heard that. There's just a false idea he has that dental decay comes from the inside, which is false. But I'm not, you stand there and you hear something like that. I'm not here to educate people, right? That was basic high school health class, when we learned the difference between, the Peter and the pussy, so to speak. I mean, it's just like basic health class. This is dental floss. This is, you should be doing this on the regular. This is a tooth structure. This is how tooth decay comes. You want to take your keyboard and just smash yourself in the head, That's kind of the way I felt. I mean, I just, there's too much ground to make up, and I'm not one to have the strength at age 61 to argue that. So tooth decay begins by improper dental care. Usually begins at a young age. So it has to do with parental responsibility, and some people are also genetically predisposed to have bad teeth, and that's life. But you got to be acquainted with dental floss and with the toothbrush on the daily. Crapola, you're 61. Talk about oil of delay. You guys are too funny, Fourscore. Like, I just played a little younger, man. I think of how many decades I've lived in, Fourscores. Let's count the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the thousands, the tens, now to 20. Count it up, man. 8 fucking decades I've been crawling around this earth. The next road trip is August 18th to Las Vegas. So, oil of delay. I like that. That's so cute. Oil of delay. Yeah, Nomadic Ninja said, I live with abscessed teeth and a lot of pain. I mean, this is something that when I was in a medic, working for Sutter Hospital Group for 20 years and 10 years on a full-time basis, it's just that people would have to come in, the same people, month in and month out, would need antibiotics because they abscessed, and they couldn't afford dentists. So as physicians, they had to keep giving them, to fight the infections and stuff. It was terrible. Colleen, you're a youngin'. I hope so, Willie. See you poolside down there, huh? Yeah, that's right, Johnny Wad. 60 changes everything. You live in 8 decades. You've seen a lot of life. I'll tell you what, Fourscores, I was at the 1964 World's Fair, brother, in New York City. And I remember one of my earliest vivid childhood memories was John F. Kennedy's funeral in 1963. Come to Texas, Rosie. Best steak and lots of chooching. You're not kidding, Fireball chicks. I'm looking forward to it. I got Sandy Callie down there, so I'm still all charged up at 60 for sex at 60. No problem at all. Oh, Tanya Z, come on, I know you're beautiful. Yeah, Colleen's she's got it going. She's an outdoor girl. Yeah, I watched all those streams, and I've never seen Dee talk over an upshoot. Dee's a Midwesterner. People that talk over like I do, unfortunately, it's an East Coast thing. It's the one thing that Berg says that I agree with is that people on the East Coast tend to be ruder in big cities like New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. We tend to just jump. We don't let people finish their thought, and then we're answering them before they're even done. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, you know. Oh, tooth pain and earaches, they'll bring an elephant down. They're the two worst pains as you can have. Favorite alcoholic drink, beer. Okay, you take care of 4 scores. Nice to see you. Don't ever cut that hair, bro. 4 scores. Can we go on a date? I'm coming up to Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's exactly right. Awesome Hooker. It's a mid-Atlantic thing. We talk a mile a minute without taking a breath. We'll just overtop somebody's words. We call it dusting somebody. You just like, woo, run right over top. You cut them off. That's exactly right, Joe King. You get to bed, Jen. Love you, honey. Thanks for being on tonight. Wonderful moderator, Jen, and Kim C. And Oda May, 3 of the best that there are here. I'm very blessed to have them. I never really had the concept of Janet Fields is my best friend because we've been together for 11 years in 2008. She's a best friend. Missy Jenn's a best friend. Been together since 2013. I want to say this the right way. In my opinion, Happy Meal, some people are lucky if they have one very deep, affectionate best friend, a great friend. They're called very deep people. They invest a lot in these friendships. I'm more of a surface person that I like to have a lot of friends. And I don't really have the concept of really best friends and things like that. Like Bobby's a best friend. Bobby came over tonight. Missy Jenn, Janet, the boss, those kind of people. Because I know them in real life for so many years. Yeah, Helen's like Rosie. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I'm from New York City. Yeah, Janet's cool. That's right. Like you take somebody like Sandy Callie. She's been on my channel since almost day one in 2013. She's been a tremendous friend. She's been through thick and thin and all the crapola that I've been through, and she's still okay. Kit and Cat. Yeah, I'm gonna be winding down soon. Yeah, Elbow's gonna give RV Davy the best 6. He'll have to make a decision, icon of God. It'll be his decision to make. But then as a result of that, I make my own decision. No threats. No, you meet who the hell you want. You have fun with RV Davy. You go buy your Frosties at the Wendy's and threaten people in the stream or do whatever you want to do. But in my particular case, then I can decide what to do as a result of that. Good night, Vicky. And I've exercised that choice. My exes are my best friend. That's right. Hooker like a disease. Somebody sent me a mail today. You're a disease. That's funny, Hooker. Spread all that rosy around, sort of like frosting. No, I think Tucker does that. I think that's what... I never did much on ASMR, never did much to me. I'd rather have somebody just talking dirty in my ear. Liberty says, my deepest friendship was with my husband. I have many good friends from school days, work friends, neighbors, friend, of course. That's a great thing if your husband's your best friend. That's a very great thing. Good night, Deb D. Love you, honey. You take care. Helen Rochelle is another person that's been here since day one on my channel. One of the true rare crossover artists from the drama and the Boyd. Been on the Boyd since day one. Yeah, Tucker's more like butter melting all over everything, making everybody real greasy and shit. What is Marshall's talent? Marshall's talent is charisma when he wants to. When he's cleaned up, he's an attractive guy to, you can see that when he's out. He has a charisma, he has an entertainment value, he has an ability to captivate people with the spoken word. I mean, I think the people that seem to get far on YouTube are able to able to speak and hold attention. That, I think that's one of his skill sets. If I had to I'd love to fluff your hair, four scores. I'd be four scores. Do you know what a phrenologist is? It's a person that can read your skull. They just get it. I'd like to phrenologize you. Yeah, I mean, I have to give credit. I have to be honest. Very good acting skills, very good ability to captivate and hold an audience with minimal material. It's a max min problem, as we used to say in linear programming and stuff. So, good morning. Yeah, so that I think is a skill that's particularly suited to YouTube. It's commanding attention, and I think certain people have the ability to draw people in and hold their attention. Yeah, my laugh is maniacal, Sandy. The gift of gab, that's right. Me, Carrie, I've never been in the military. You people, it's so hot. Don't ever remove that four scores. Your hair is awesome as fuck. I'm just saying, man. You take me back to the 70s and 80s. It's like do burn, baby, burn, disco inferno, burn, baby, burn. No, I'm not a veteran. No, I've never been in the military, Carrie. But I'm a huge supporter of the military, though. Above and below me, I have military everywhere from the Civil War on down. So, well, Joe King, yeah, I mean, I can kind of see your point. A lot of people are there to see a perceived train wreck coming down the line, but I'm saying he is a good speaker. And he does have a charisma, and he does clean up well. And, when we were at the Ishtar Buffet in Detroit, Michigan, he looked good cleaned up. I mean, it's just, and ladies were interacting with him. Hey, you look like Elvis, and, you're cute. And I got to be realistic. I can't tell a company line here. I have to be honest about stuff. So. Shawarma. Yeah, that's right. Awesome, Hooker. Thank God your husband, military guy for many years, and God love him for his service and everything. So, okay, take care, Winky Whispers. Thank you. Yeah, I'd be depressed too, Kitty. But all Marshall needs to do is look at the bright side, make decent decisions in life. And move forward in a positive direction, and he'll have my support and other people's support. But sometimes I have to look out for myself a little bit too, and I'm so tired of making shitty decisions and going back to 2015 and stuff. Joe King, we came out of that Margie's Candies in Chicago, Illinois, and it was literally like 90 degrees that night. By the time they scooped the ice cream and handed it to us, and had it on a serving thing to give to us. The place was so fucking crowded in Chicago. It was so fucking hot. When we got outside, that ice cream was running down my hands and getting everywhere. It was grotesque. So I can kind of understand why he face planted the ice cream. It was a bloody mess. It was so damn hot. Oh, sorry, Rosie. I've made some bad decisions over the years on YouTube for sure. All the way back to 2015, with first time I ran across a person of the ilk of Davy, and I don't want to go down that road again. Thank you, Craig. Take care, Tina Carson. Thanks for being around. It was such a rapid, just try to get control of the thing before we're in a meltdown, and it was so fucking hot in Chicago and Detroit. Yeah, Joe King has a list of my bad decisions. They're legendary. I don't know, Awesome Hooker. I don't want to lick somebody else's ice cream cone, if you'll pardon. If you, I don't want to have a taste of my ice cream. It's all right. I know it tastes good. I'm particular about what goes into my mouth. That's going to shock you all, but I'm really particular about, holy shit. Jesus. I mean, Joe King's probably particular about what goes into his mouth too. Damn. Yeah, kitten cat. That's exactly right. Shit. Okay, good night, Kim. Love you, honey. Thanks for coming on. I don't know. I just got a single. I know, Sandy. I just got a single dip of butter pecan. It was delicious. It hurts me tonight. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little hurt tonight. I'm a little hurt. When I tuned into that earlier tonight, I'm gonna totally level with you guys. We had a good time, Marshall and I, when we were traveling. There was a level of respect. There was a level of communication. There was a give and take. I want to do this, or I don't want to do that. I want to go here. I want to eat this. Okay, we'll eat that. We'll go to Garib Nawaz, right? Have the lamb shawarma, and Narci's like, "Hey, Rosie, that wasn't lamb. That was mutton that they." I've eaten more fucking mutton in my life, but it was good. Things were calm. There wasn't any, the whole YouTube, from what I could gather, the whole YouTube audience was on Dave and Becca and stickers, and it was like, hey, we got a free pass. We're traveling. We're under the radar. We're having a good time. Everybody's respectful. The box is built. We're seeing Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, Buffalo, Toronto, having a great time. So I'm kind of surprised tonight that all of a sudden things just collapsed down to the lowest point, of just meeting somebody that, had done really bad to me, but I still give him the perfect right. You can meet anybody you want. And I would tell anybody this, and I have over the years, meet anybody you want. But remember, I have a right to choose myself what to do. That's the difference, and exercise that. Just like people did with me. When I met Dave and I met Becca, there were consequences of that decision that reverberate today. But it was a decision I made, and other people decided accordingly on that. So I tell Elvis, this is the way I feel about it, but do what you want to do. So if the ice cream was in your hair, I'd lick it out. You're welcome, Cat. I'm looking back. Okay, good night, Hooker. Have a good one, honey. Love you. That's a great lady right there. I miss her damn chats, man. I don't know what I can do to twist her arm. No, I wouldn't follow. I'm just saying, but I get a right to make my own decision, just like people decided what to do about this decision I made, and I honored it and I respected that. So, yeah, that's what it is. But there were consequences for that, and the consequences were paid, and that's it. So. I knew that, pretty much knew that going in, but I still think, and I would reserve his right to meet anybody that he wants to meet. I'll be back in a minute. I got to lock the outside here. Hold on. Oh man, I had to pardon me for a minute. I had to lock up because of the crackheads. Okay, take care, Colleen. Aloha. If you're leaving. What do we got going on in Hawaii? What's coming, Colleen? What is it? If he was an Arizona bounded by, Davy, Joe King. I can't, uh, I can't parse it that much at that point. I mean, yeah, well, nothing about you meeting him couldn't understand why you were saying he couldn't meet Davy. Well, everything has consequences. I had consequences, which I accepted. And he does. So that's a decision that we've all made, and people made it on me. And I feel like I have can exercise that same. Oh, you got a hurricane. I can exercise that same right too. So Oh man, a hurricane coming to Hawaii. Woo. I don't know if Colleen remembers Hurricane Aniki. It was before she got there, probably. Yeah, we all make our choices. We all exercise that right. I lived with, there's consequences, exactly. But with the background of this particular person, that adds another layer on top of it that's different. I'm not sure if my shorts are too, they're comfortable. Can I have a comment pinned? It's never happened before. I don't know. I don't know. It's a training tool for, I sure do. It's a training tool for living there. And Nikki just destroyed Kauai, the island of Kauai over there. I don't know, Koala. You'll have to get the morning news for that. You know, this meeting this particular person has an overlay that adds another whole dimension to things. So yeah, we're just talking. Yeah, Hurricane Aniki. I remember seeing Kauai. Yeah, and that flash floods are very dangerous. I went through a few of them on the trip. Would you have told to take your wrench if he gave one today? I don't want a wrench, Joe King. You know, I'm kind of like you. I'm allergic to wrenches. I don't even like having a wrench over there. It's not what I enjoy. Hey, mobile mechanic, how you doing? Hey, Dawn, how you doing, sweetie? I don't seek out wrenches on chats. I think wrenching is the most difficult thing that you can be on YouTube. Ask Oda May. Ask him. Ask Jen. Ask Mouse Toes. I don't want a wrench. Take my wrench away. Love you, Laura. Thank you, honey. I don't want a wrench. I think it sucks being a wrench myself. I don't know how people stand it in some of these chats, so. Wonderfully opened all the news. Bless you. Have a good night. You too, Cindy. You too, Cindy. This is just, I'm very glad to be home, mobile mechanic. Yes, I am. Glad to see Missy Jenn. This particular person, there's a much deeper overlay here on it. That's the big difference here. Caribrid, yes, he's my dad. Why did I get timed out for doing that? And let's be honest, there were things claimed about Dave that turned out not to be true. As far as things that they were claimed that he did turned out to be retracted later. So, but we all make decisions in life. I guess it's, what is it, 9:30 Hawaiian time out there? No, it's nothing to be sorry about. I mean, it's life. We can't all, you know, it's like going through life perfectly is like threading a series of needles. A lot of times you're going to miss the eye loop in the needle. Yeah, and it's very hard to get the toothpaste back in the tube again. Well, I was a little upset tonight. It's a very complicated thing, mobile mechanics. It's not as simple as there's various levels on this thing. I like to deal with oh, thank you. Costly makeup. Rosie, you look so beautifully young tonight. What did you do different? I drank tonight. That's what I did. And also, I'm a very factual person. Okay, I don't deal with claims that later get retracted and things. I mean, what was done was legit done by this person to me. And you can go back and see the actual streams from June. I drank tonight. That's what I did tonight. You look good costly makeup. I got boxes of boxy charms. I haven't even opened. I got 2 in the kitchen. I just stacked up here. Shit, I use lipstick and eyeliner. That's it. I haven't opened my boxy yet. I haven't opened my boxy charms. No, I mean, it's like crazy. It's insane, isn't it? Yeah, I like that, Tanya. What do you think of oil of delay? That's pretty funny. Beer, the oil of delay. Poor Sandy Callie, the shit that she's rode through through the years and everything. So I will once again say that, as I've always said, I know since May, Oda May's gonna be furious with me. As somebody said tonight, you just claw through that crap anyway. Oh, lip gloss and eyeliner. Okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about makeup and all that. Yeah, Bobby came over and visited tonight. Yes, he did. Mark Dodge, one of my oldest and dearest friends on there, do an opening vid of all the boxes and put the stuff on. I don't even know what it is. I never used a mask, and I don't know, peel off mask. Yeah, Tanya's like the extent of my makeup is chapstick. Has Laurie yes been? I don't think anybody's on my block list. Pardon me. You don't need a lot of makeup. You tried it. Mallory would be jealous. I'd be willing to have her try to do my makeup. Good luck. If he's take the shotgun, load it. There we go. Pull the trigger. That Goofy over there acted. Oh, okay. Oda May says there's some of my best. I have to laugh at some of the stuff when I open it. I don't know. You know, masks and things. What women do just it astounds me. I don't have what do they call that, mascara and all that. I'm very glad to be home, Brian. I sure am. Yeah, you'll just if you watch me putting up makeup, it's just like I'm rolling down the highway. It's like I'm trying to get the Tammy Faye look in Cheyenne. Shoot me, make it quick, shall we? That's it. Anyway, guys, it's about 12:39 in the morning, and I want to thank you for being here. I want to just wrap this up tonight, and I just want to say everybody's free to make choices in life. Just like in 2019, there were consequences of decisions that I made that I live with today. Do I regret the things that I did? No, because I think you ultimately have the right to exercise that right to meet people that you want to meet. But it does have an impact on other people, and I had to recognize that in 2019 also. Okay, and that's the reality of life. But there's a little more skin in the game here on a personal level, a lot more skin on the game on a daily basis. Marshall's somebody that I spent the better part of a month with, from Toronto to Buffalo to Detroit to Chicago to Milwaukee. That's a lot of road time. It's not like somebody that you meet once or somebody that you have an internet relationship with. This is on the daily for years. We've met. Las Vegas, 2014, 2015, 2016. 2015, 16, 17. All right. I'm talking about a very complicated individual here that has a past, and we'll just leave it at that. And it's been pretty brutal on me. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Monique, nice to see you tonight, honey. I've so missed you in the chat. To my moderators, thank you, Richard. I'm just being very honest about things in the future. You know, do what you want to do in life. Do what you want to do in life. But then other people, as has been demonstrated to me, are going to do what they want to do as a result of that. Decisions, consequences, actions, reactions. Thank you, everybody. Mwah.